Two reports that have turned into a shield. 11 people were killed, over 50 injured in the June 4 Stampede at Bengaluru's Chinnaswamy Stadium after the win of the Royal Challengers Bangalore in IPL. Now, over a month later, if you were hoping for answers, then I suggest you don't hold your breath. Because if two reports that have now emerged about the tragedy are to be believed, then it's the organisers RCB and the Karnataka State Cricket Association who are solely to be blamed for the ill-organised celebrations and the subsequent stampede and loss of lives. The police too were apparently subservient to the organisers, and as for the state government, they have been absolved of all charges. So what are these reports that we are talking about? The first is a report submitted on the 11th of July by the one-man judicial commission headed by retired Justice Michael Cunha. Based on this report, the Karnataka cabinet today decided to file criminal cases against RCB and the Karnataka cricket body. So the Justice Cunha report basically claims that the negligence by the police and disregard for rules by the organisers led to the stampede. As for the Karnataka government and the Chief Minister, it says that they weren't involved in the organisation and hosting of the event at Chinnaswamy at all. They had to do nothing with it. Even before the cabinet took this decision, based on Justice Cunha's report, the state government's own status report, which the Karnataka High Court had asked to be put in the public domain, followed pretty much the same pattern. This status report from the government says that Royal Challengers Bangalore invited people for a victory parade to Chinnaswamy Stadium unilaterally. They took no permission, nothing from the police. A series of social media posts were put out on the 4th of June, which invited fans to attend the event but without any clarity on what were the entrance points. There was no information given about the entry details. It was only after 3 p.m. that a post was put out revealing that entry is through passes, but by then, over 3 lakh people had gathered around the stadium. The government report then goes on to claim that the stampede broke out at a different gate at 3:30 p.m. due to forced entry and poor management by the organisers. Crucially, it says that the event was not called off because there were concerns that if the victory celebrations were shut down abruptly, the stadium could potentially see violence being incited among the gathered crowd and adversely affect the overall law and order across the city.
RCB, DNA and the KSCA has been held responsible for the stampede, as they had tweeted for the spectators to come and take part in the celebration. If they are at fault, even CM Siddaramaiah and the Deputy CM DK Shivkumar had also appealed to the public to come to the felicitation program and attend and make it successful. So they will also be equally responsible for the stampede. It is the responsibility of the state government to ensure the law and order and control the crowd. They failed miserably. Now, to absolve themselves from the guilt of killing 11 spectators, they are trying to shift the blame on the RCB, DNA and KSCA. It is very unfortunate.
Whenever there is a huge event happening, then it is the responsibility of the department to make appropriate arrangements, and they should be aware of the situation. These are all things there. So definitely there are lapses. Some young lives have been lost. We cannot take it so easily. So this, even at least to prevent this incidents in future, we have to take some action, isn't it?
It happened only because of the negligence of the state government. Though the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister himself, they invited the whole Karnataka people to participate without making any prior preparation.
See, this is not a blame game here. If there is some lacuna or if there has been some mishandling of the situation, who was responsible, we have to take action. That's why the commission has been appointed, and it essentially created a hue and cry, and the people died, and it was a national news, international news. We have to take action.
It's quite interesting that you have an entire narrative which is brought out in these two reports. Diffuse blame and, importantly, responsibility stops before reaching the corridors of power. No accountability there. Consider this. Police logs reveal that RCB team departed from their hotel at 4:45 p.m. while the stampede started at 3:30 p.m. at Chinnaswamy, which means, remember, there were two separate events. One at the Vidhan Sauda where the Chief Minister was present, the other at Chinnaswamy Stadium, where the Deputy CM was present. Now, the team is going to Vidhan Saudha at 4:45 p.m. The stampede had already taken place at 3:30 p.m., which means that the Vidhan Saudha function and stadium event proceeded after the tragedy. If public safety was a priority, why were all the proceedings, the celebration at Vidhan Saudha, not halted? Next, the Karnataka government report claims that they or the CM were not involved in organizing or hosting of the stadium event. It was done unilaterally by the State Cricket Association and Royal Challengers Bangalore. In that case, why was DK Shivkumar present at this unauthorized event at Chinnaswamy Stadium? Because his very presence there lent it legitimacy. That's not all. More drama was in store in the High Court, where the government lawyer today, while opposing the Central Administrative Tribunal's order on revocation of a cop's suspension, said that the police acted as a servant. Their words, not mine. The police of Karnataka was acting as a servant of the RCB. Let's pause here. Is the Karnataka government saying that its own police force was acting independently, not accountable to the state government, but instead behaving as the handmaiden of an independent cricket enterprise, a private cricket team? If the police was giving tacit approval, who was in charge there? Not the Home Ministry, not the Home Minister, just the Police Commissioner? Who's the boss? And that brings us to the questions of the day. Who should the families of the 11 dead hold accountable? Is there no accountability to those in power? If the police indeed was subservient to the organizer and the government is blaming both them and the Cricket Association, does the buck not reach them or travel to them at all? Nizam Fauzdar, General Secretary and spokesperson of the KPCC, joins us. Advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst. B.S. Arun, senior journalist from Karnataka, is with us. And Surbi Hodigere of the BJP in Karnataka will be joining us in just a bit. Mr. Fauzdar, I have only one question to ask you. I read all the reports, all the questions that have been answered here. I have only one question. If this wholly unauthorized, callous, careless, unilateral, one-sided event was being held by the RCB in collusion with the Karnataka State Cricket Association, what was the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka doing there?
Padmaja, I think your question itself has got a lot of biasness and there's a lot of skewed opinion in your question. It's not a question, it's an opinion. I would rather say that.
It's not, sir. Okay, so let me simplify it further. Let me state 2 points of fact. Let me state 2 points of fact. No, so hold on a second.
Padmaja,
let me state 2 points of fact, and then I will ask you a straight question with a yes or no answer. DK Shivkumar was present at the event at Chinnaswamy Stadium, yes. The report says that the government was neither in the know, nor was it consulted about the organization of this event. That is also correct. Then if both these points are correct, how do they square off? How can the Deputy CM be at an event which had not been sanctioned by the government?
Padmaja, Mr. DK Shivkumar just being in the event doesn't mean that he becomes responsible to that. Let's go back to the way things are unfolding in the country as well as Karnataka. Now you were asking me what was Mr. DK Shivkumar doing, or what was Mr. Sidramaya doing, or what were so many fans doing. But my question is very simple. Did any government across India take responsibility, take accountability to immediately come take some action? Now let me give you a few examples. When Kumbh Mela Stampede happened, what did the Uttar Pradesh government do? When there was a Hathras Stampede happened and nearly 121 people died, what was the investigation? Who took the accountability? Who took the responsibility of it? At the same time, Andhra Pradesh Stampede happened in 2025. Recently, what was the accountability of the home government? What happened to the Vaishno Devi shrine, stampede? What happens to the stampede in Delhi? What happens to the stampede in Bombay? And what happens to various such cases across country when there is a responsible government in Karnataka? We are speaking that we have taken accountability.
No, you haven't.
We have taken action.
You have literally done the opposite. You have ducked accountability and you have pasted all culpability and accountability responsibility
be.
on everyone
That
but
could be your
yourself.
opinion.
These
I
two,
do not
no, it's
agree.
not. It is in the report. Sir, I will
Why
quote
don't
to you
you
what
ask
the
me the
report
word?
says verbatim. Let me quote to you so
What-
that there will be no
what
bias,
happens?
there will be no
Will you-
prejudging,
will
there
you
will
ask
be,
this-
these are the
will-
government's words, not mine. Your status report, your words. I think it is fair that the people should hear this. The government of Karnataka has said in its status report, the RCB management, in association with its event management partner, Messrs. DNA Networks Private Limited and the Karnataka State Cricket Association, unilaterally decided to hold the victory celebration without prior consultation with the police and without obtaining the necessary permissions or license. To paraphrase your report, this was an unauthorized victory celebration which has been held unilaterally and without consultation with the government. If in your state, sir, such a large crowd is allowed to gather, are you telling me that till the 4th of July, you had no idea that the devious RCB and the Karnataka Cricket Association was getting lakhs of people to gather under your nose at the Chinnaswamy Stadium and you had no idea until 3:30 p.m. that day?
No, do you want me to confess and give clean chit to the BJP and the other governments in the country? If that's the intention, please tell me. I will confess and I'll ask the same questions to all the governments across the country.
They have all been asked. But today it is your government's report.
No,
Sir, what you are doing is whataboutery. I am quoting from your
it's
report.
not whataboutery. When BJP does that, 1947 में क्या हुआ, in year 12,000 में क्या हुआ, sorry 1200 में क्या हुआ, in 15th century में क्या हुआ, जब BJP whataboutery करती है, nobody even questions that.
Everybody questions them, but
Yeah,
sir, you're still not answering the question.
No,
Are
I'm
you
not
telling
answering. I'm
me?
saying
Are you
the
telling
matter of the
me
fact is-
that the
the matter
deputy
of the fact
CM
is-
goes
the
to
matter
any
of the
and
fact
every
is-
event
the
which
matter
is
of the
being
fact
held
is-
without the sanction and the knowledge of the
fact is,
state
Padmaja,
government?
that I will not obey to the narrative that is being done here.
It is not
The
even
simple
my
thing
narrative.
No,
It is your report.
It is a narrative.
This is the
absolutely
Karnataka
narrative.
government's own status
It's okay.
report. You have to answer to yourself in this case.
What I'm saying is, Padmaja, it's very simple. There was an event, the event which happened in Vidhan Sabha, where the very small crowd came in. It happened very peacefully, but the event that happened in the stadium was not consulted with the government. It
Why
was
was the
not
deputy CM there?
consulted with the police force.
Why was the deputy CM
he
there?
just happened to be there. So
He
do you want
happened
to
to be
do you
there?
want to convict? Do you want to convict a person for being in a place? Is that your intention? Please let me know. Then we will discuss further.
A deputy chief minister, sir, you know this
you
better
want
than
me to
I,
know?
has got an elaborate protocol. He has got security detail. The police and protocol come in advance before the chief minister. All of us sitting here on television right now have seen enough of this protocol to know what is the process. It's not like, and I say this with the greatest of respect, it's not like he was passing by and then he's like, oh, a couple of lakh people are here, let me see what's going on. And he went in. No. This must have been
Padmaja.
penciled into his calendar. An advance party must have gone and sanitized the whole place. They knew very well what was happening there. Are you telling me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Arun, would the police,
So
even
you're
if
asking- you have to
the
ask a question to
RCB
me.
under
You can't do
everyone's
that,
nose
move to the other
managed to
person.
sneak in this entire celebration, the deputy chief minister's protocol and security did not know that what is going on. There are lakhs of people assembling here.
It's not just this, Padmaja. This happened since the morning of that, June 4th. The deputy chief minister was present in the airport. He welcomed the RCB team.
He himself has posted videos with a flag where he is going in his car with that flag.
So this was happening since morning. And one more thing, the state government did not give any inkling, about this, about the security and all that they are saying now. The police bandobast and all that they are saying now since morning, and they were, elated over the RCB win. I will just give you one, the previous what happened earlier. Karnataka team. Remind you, Karnataka team won the Vijay Hazare Trophy in January 2025 this year. There was not even one tweet. Forget felicitation. There was not even one tweet from the sports minister for the Karnataka team which won the trophy. Now, a commercial organization called RCB wins, some trophy. And I'm a cricket buff. I know, nearly everything about what's happening. But a commercial team wins, and the state, the entire paraphernalia is there to welcome them, to have a function at Vidhan Sabha where lakhs of people gather, and just a stone's throw away is the KSCA stadium. It's not that it's 20 kilometers away or in some other
Interesting
city.
you mentioned that. Karnataka State team wins Vijay Hazare Trophy. Nobody happens to be there for felicitations, leave alone not even a tweet. And he just happened to be there, Vijay Prashad. The Deputy CM happened to be there, says Mr. Faujdar.
Yeah, see, Padmaja, it should have been exactly 1 month, 1 week today. If the Congress had little bit of conscience, the CM, the DCM and the Home Minister would have resigned. It is for the government to introspect. And if they see they are upholding the basic human dignity when the 11 fans have died in the stampede because
Mr. Prasad, don't go into resignations because you also never resigned. This is your politics. Now you're not talking about the stampede and the people. You never resigned for the stampede at the Delhi, railway station. Nobody resigned in your party for what happened at Coke. So let's not make this political.
So if you see this video, it is the clarion call given by the DCM. And the DCM, the said DCM DK Shivkumar, he was charading across up and down in Bangalore in his Karnataka State official car by holding the RCB flag, and he was asking all the fans to come to the Vidhan Sabha and then next to the cricket stadium. And if it was not his clarion call and the tweet from the CM, then what it was?
Mr. Fauzdar, he didn't happen to be there. I think it's been established. He literally led the cricketers. He welcomed them at the airstrip and he led them to the stadium. Nobody was passing by.
Padmaja, if you see the T. Cunha's report, T. Cunha, we know he is the court poet of Siddaramaya's assembly. He is the court poet. He is the Asthana Vidwana. In Kannada, we call it as Asthan Vidwan. He is the Asthan Vidwan of Siddaramaya's cabinet. He parrot what Siddaramaya says.
Okay, Mr. Fauzdar.
If you see the Deacon's report, it is a one-sided, it is a partial report and exonerating the CM, Deputy CM and Home Minister.
Okay, two reports which are engineered to give you a clean chit, but answer on the specific before we get into whataboutery again, Mr. Fauzdar. Nobody was passing by. Nobody happened to be there. The Deputy CM was there with intent, knowledge and full consciousness of what was happening around him.
No, Padmaja, when Vijay starts asking for the resignation, I need to remind Mr. Vijay that when
Sir, you don't have to remind me, sir. You be with the fans. You be with the family of the fans who have lost their lives. And you should be with them. And we are with them. And we should give justice to the people who have died.
ठीक है सुन लो 2 मिनट सुन लीजिएगा. Listen to this.
मैं सुन रहा हूँ.
Padmaja,
Mr. Fauzdar, go on. But answer specific, sir.
I will answer very specific before that. When is Mr. Prime Minister resigning for the Gambhira bridge fund?
This is the whataboutery. This is what you don't want.
You are not
this is the whataboutery.
When will he resign for the 700 farmers who died? What will you do for those 126
Mr. Fauzdar, I already said that both of you, let's be very honest, let's not have a convenient whataboutery match. I already told him that is his politics, so let's not even go into the issue of resignation. I am demanding the barest minimum, Mr. Fauzdar, accountability. I know there will be no resignations, and frankly that's a little extreme, but at least have accountability.
Siddaramaya has tweeted.
My God, the BJP this ecosystem doesn't even value the lives of the people.
Okay, let's not, please, Mr. Prashad, can I please ask both, I can please ask for both audios to be lowered, because the more we shout over each other, any specifics or any factual discussion will be conveniently sidestepped by everyone. So let me ask you again, Mr. Faujdar, don't answer Vijay Prashad. Why don't you answer B.S. Arun? He has raised two very specific points. One, that the Deputy CM was very cognizant of what was happening. It wasn't an accidental chance happening that, he managed to encounter the RCB team and suddenly he was like, let me also participate. And two, why was this alacrity and this generosity not shown to your state team in January this year, but it was extended for a private franchise? Answer both. And answer to the fans.
Vijay.
Don't answer the BJP, Mr. Faujdar.
No.
Vijay, you want
Mr.
to
Prashad,
answer
hold
my
on a
question?
second, please. Mr.
Let
Faujdar.
me not say, Padmaja, one question.
He's so excited about blaming everybody.
No, it is not.
The BJP
I'm
is the
coming to
blame
you, Mr.
Janata
Prasad.
Party.
One question is, if
Blame Janata Party,
CM, DCM and Home Minister was
Janata
not involved,
Party,
why was Govind
bogus
Raju
Janata
kicked out?
Party.
Why
Kya
was
hai?
Govind Raju kicked out?
Okay, you've added that question. Answer that, Mr. Faujdar.
Why was Govind Raju kicked out?
Padmaja, my simple question is, why is BJP into the vendetta politics? Don't they have the value for the lives of the people? When I speak about 700 farmers, these people laugh it out. When I'm speaking of the people who passed away in the lines of the ATM,
Mr. Faujdar,
people are
nobody is
laughing
laughing.
it out.
Let me again ask you a
I'm
second
really
question.
serious about this.
You have
Why
spent the
not?
last 20
We should ask
minutes
these questions
dodging
to
the
Mr. Modi
specifics,
and
Mr.
Amit Shah.
Faujdar. You have spent the last 20 minutes dodging any answer
No,
to
I'm
a
not
very
dodging.
specific
I'm
question.
seriously not
Let me
dodging.
quote to you another part. Let me bring in Nikhil Jain now and quote to you another part of this government report. When they ask, was any permission sought to organize the event? A mere intimation was given by the organizers. There was no requisition for permissions in the prescribed format, nor was any necessary information provided to the concerned departments to anticipate the gathering and make adequate preparations. So my question is, Nikhil Jain, when the crowd started gathering, and we have spoken in the course of the last month to at least 500 separate people who were present at the spot, crowd started gathering there at 10 in the morning. If no permission was taken, by the way, there is visual evidence of police, including the then police commissioner, present at the spot with crowds around him. Why did they not make the crowds disperse? They already knew no requisition had been made. They already knew that this was an event taking place without permission. Why did they immediately not disperse the crowd?
Padmaja, so the thing is that on the 4th of June, this unfortunate incident happened. On the 17th of July, we are discussing a proper judicial probe that has been carried out, which has come out with a number of findings. And one of the findings is that the police commissioner was not able to act on his job properly. It is also the case that the police commissioner did not inform the chief minister of the state till after half an hour of the mishap happening. But to answer your specific question, that why did the police not disperse the crowds gathering at 10 in the morning? Yes, that is a lapse on the part of the police. But
only the
let's
police?
be real.
You think the police has the guts to disperse a crowd at an event where the Deputy CM himself is present? Are you seriously expecting people to believe that the police commissioner will walk up to an event and say, I ask everyone to leave immediately, I will not have this unauthorized gathering, in a place where the Deputy CM is present?
The crowds gathering on the street were not part of the event in which the Deputy Chief Minister was there. I'm not asking that the police should have cleared the stadium.
They were.
In which
they were present at the gates of the Chinnaswamy Stadium. The Deputy CM was inside.
At the gates, not
of
inside
the same event, because the gates were shut. They wanted to get inside Chinnaswamy. It is the same event, only the location differs.
Can I at least complete the point that I'm trying to make? The point that I'm trying to make is that you started the debate by saying that no accountability has been fixed. Nobody has taken responsibility. Accountability has not reached the
I did not say that. I said the accountability or the buck has stopped merely at the police, the Karnataka State Association, and the RCB. Yes, merely at the police.
Merely at the police.
Yes, merely at the police.
The police commissioner of Bangalore has been shunted out, and you think merely
and you think he's the only one responsible? Let me ask Mr. Arun again. I'm coming to you then, Mr. Prashad.
No.
Is it a fair assessment?
Give me
okay, finish your point.
The point I'm making without
yes, 30 seconds.
Thank you so much. What I'm saying is that accountability hasn't been fixed. Heads have rolled. Yes, there was a fault and lapse on the part of the government, but the people who were responsible have been shunted out. If you're going to ask for the resignation of the Chief Minister or the Deputy Chief Minister, let's also ask for the resignation of the IPL Chairman, of the Sports Minister of India, of the Prime Minister of India, and let's also go to the UN Secretary General.
Okay, interesting. You say there was a lapse on part of the government. So you're saying there was a lapse on part of the government, right?
Absolutely, there was. That is why the commissioner was shunted out. The government includes the political establishment as well as the bureaucracy, and heads have rules. And
Mr. Arun, do you agree that yes, the government has accepted responsibility and taken responsibility by shunting out the police commissioner, because after all, in the words of what was said today in the tribunal, they acted as a servant of RCB.
Sorry, you're asking me?
Yes, Mr. Arun. Is it fair to say that the police acted as a servant and hence the government has accepted its own culpability or its lapses by taking action against the police? What more do you want?
No, not at all. I think one should not say that they are servants of somebody. If the politicians are described as servants of the people, then yes, they are, because they were elected by the people. But this is not the thing. I think nobody should point such fingers at the police. But having said that, Padmaja, I would like to just read out one paragraph of an article that I wrote on June 6th. June 4th, this incident happens. June 6th, I wrote an article which appeared in the editorial page of Deccan Herald, and it says this. I ended with this: the Bangalore Stampede is the indictment of an administration that lacked foresight and failed utterly in mobilizing its resources, and a policing model that was found woefully inadequate. Leaders who didn't display good judgment and an officialdom short on operational efficiency to conduct an event of this magnitude should face serious consequences. So this was my article. And I ended the article with this. Having said this, and it really bothers me that 11 people had to pay with their lives for the total mismanagement done by the entire government, whether it's police, whether it's the state government or the RCB. They are also equally responsible, because without getting a permission, they went ahead with conducting this. But I don't know why.
And it couldn't have been more succinctly summed up. Thank you as always, Mr. Arun, for being the voice of reason, for being the voice of impartiality and not politics here. As for where do you think the accountability ends, I leave it to your judgment. For the time being, all gentlemen, thanks very much for speaking to us. Thanks for your time and watching.
Associate sponsor, Dyna Premium Beauty Soap. पहली झलक करे खूबसूरत.
रास्ता है वही शहर, बदले हैं नजारे या नजर.
चाचा, इतना सारा पानी, ट्यूबवेल, बिजली तो आती जाती है. ये सब अपना सूरज है ना, सब उसका कमाल.